All right, man. We live and back in full effect. Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the APF podcast, episode 119. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach.
And it's your boy going forward. I hope you guys have enjoying your day, your start of your weekend. Let's get to it.
We all know this crate challenge has been going on for like what 2 weeks now, and I recently seen on IG that somebody busted their head on the ground, and out of all places to do the crate challenge, they did it on concrete. It was nighttime. It was the dude was it was a white male, and it was in Dallas, Texas, and I don't know who came up with the challenge. I don't know where these people be getting these crates from, but I just feel like this challenge is just stupid as hell. You got people in New York literally throwing crates at each other, like this is fucking dodgeball. We're gonna play crate. We're gonna play crate dodgeball on this bitch. I don't understand. I see the point of the challenge, but then it's very dangerous, and then you got people fucking each other up, trying to mess each other up and shit. Me personally, I would never try that because that will just call that you will just get seriously injured trying to do that shit. Uh, and with that, I don't know. I don't know what's your take on this. If you've seen anything, but to me, I think this challenge is literally like the most pointless challenge I've ever heard of. And now that somebody injured, this thing needs to stop, man, before somebody really dies on camera.
And so you're telling me people are throwing crates at each other's heads?
I seen one video on IG in New York, and a bunch of New Yorkers and I got on IG were throwing crates at each other.
Yeah, that sounds stupid. But you know, people seem to always do foolish things and engage in stupid challenges, throwing crates at each other. Like what kind of challenge is that? Clearly, the person who made it doesn't give an F and just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make a challenge for people to throw crates at their head. There is no benefit of throwing crates at each other, but people are willing to do anything, especially now with the situation of the world. People are just trying to find things to do. I don't know why that cash on. I wonder if it's been done on probably not on TikTok, because TikTok may not want that kind of violence. But it's probably been on Twitter, as we know, because Twitter allows almost everything. Really. Yeah, so that's my take. I just think it's dumb. I mean, why would you want to throw a crate at anybody, especially for no reason? Obviously, there's no reason. And to hurt somebody for something. So it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, I got a little video of it.
Bust some crack.
Oh man!
I told y'all I wasn't shit but some crack. Little buddy, what's on your heart? You gave me internal bleed.
That's fun. We got.
So this is what they do. They stand on top of crates and kick it out.
I told y'all I wasn't shit but
no, it's one dumbass did.
Little buddy, what's on your heart? You gave me internal bleeding in this bitch. I gotta go to work. Crazy.
Only problem
you're gonna understand what they're gonna do. What the crate challenge is.
Start you a GoFundMe, and where y'all get these fucking crates?
Look at this. So the premise of the challenge is you start on one side, you climb up, and some of these challenges where you see two of them stacked up together, that means they don't got enough crates. So they stack up two. So they stack up the ones that's supposed to be before the last one, before you get up to the red one. They stack two up on each side instead of one on each side because they don't have enough crates. So, what makes the challenge even more difficult is that once you get on the red crate and you jump over to the other side, it gets difficult because you have to step down, and you're more than likely to bust your ass if you don't have enough balance. Because some people have like been off balance, but they were able to step on each crate and then luckily complete the challenge. And some people even step over the crate, step around the crate, and that does not count. So you step around the crate, that doesn't count. You didn't do the challenge because you did not step on the top crate of the first side. So if you on the left side, if you didn't finish that left side, if you didn't touch the top, and if you try to go around it, you didn't finish the challenge, obviously. So the premise of the challenge is to get to the top, not bust your ass, and get on the and touch the ground on the other side. And once you do that, you complete the challenge. And this is
Look at this other case.
Damn. What? What the? They both tried to step on that thing. They both fell.
look at the girl. Look at the girl on the camel bed.
Damn, she just gave up. I said, ooh. This is really bad. I mean,
oh my god,
man, people are just so stupid, man. Look at that girl. She's seriously injured.
this girl got a skirt. She got a skirt doing this, man. I'm asleep. Look at you. You can't use your hands, man. You can't use your hands.
When you stop. Ain't no backing out. Oh, you can't touch. Can't touch it.
Yeah, you can't touch it. I guess.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't use your hands.
Great, and she's gonna fall. Oh shit! Oh god! Ooh.
Oh my god!
Oh, her arm broke.
Her arm broke?
She broke her arm.
Oh my!
Yeah, nah.
Oh,
She really did snap. Oh,
ooh.
crap.
Oh hell no! Look at, she got too much. She got too much cheese.
Ooh.
Shit.
Ooh, wee, god damn.
I mean, I've seen this one before.
He got it.
Yo, what?
Easy. Yo, he got it.
Oh god! Oh lord!
Damn.
People are so stupid. Dude, you trying to balance that thing already shaking. You already know the rules. Oh, see,
Bro, you got your ankles so bitch.
You trying to go over it? Oh boy, that was quick.
You got your ankles so bitch.
Oh no, not again. Oh. Look at that, man. These guys dumb. Damn, that's a lot of people. Jeez.
Oh man, that's even worse in front of everybody. Oh hell no.
Oh
God. Yeah, he is coughing. He in the coffin now.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
Oh!
Wow. Okay.
Gotta run down.
Oh, you doing this in slides, man? Nah, bro.
Oh God! He almost made it. Oh.
Bro, look at this. Look at this.
All of these challenges.
Look at this.
Oh, Lord.
3? Oh no, man.
Only in the ghetto most. Oh God! What the?
No, look
at officer doing it too. What?
Yeah, look at this, man. 3.
Damn! Oof! They got this officer doing it. And the officer's also dumb as fuck, man. You a police officer.
You put yourself on the line and doing nothing. Oh hell
Oh,
no!
this big guy. Why do you think you can do it? Damn, look, he's already wobbling. Already wobbling.
Look at her legs, man. They tweaking. He's tweaking over there.
Them things can't handle all that weight.
Yeah, that was it.
Those things can't handle all that weight.
But I mean, moral of the story, man, is like don't do this dumb challenge. Look at Aiden Ross did this challenge, and then afterwards he needed some IV in his damn arm. That's how fucked up he was. So moral of the story is do not do this challenge if you don't want to get viral in the worst way.
Man, that's bad.
So let's move on to Rachel Nichols is taken off of all NBA programming, and ESPN took her show away.
Yeah, they did to her.
They did. Now, for me, I don't even know what the hell she really said, but I know all I know is that it was bad. It was so bad that they not only took off the NBA Finals, but they took her off of NBA programming on ESPN. So I don't know if you know anything about that, but they just did this girl dirty. They took her off they just took away everything that she worked her ass off for because of whatever she said.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was wild. But looks like I watched Chris Moore's video. He said maybe they did in ways first removed from maybe NBA Finals coverage. After that, let's let go for a little while because she was still doing her jump or whatever. And then, bam, hit her with a you're going home and getting this paycheck, which is fine. I say this: if you can get paid, if you get fired a year after before your contract's over, you can get that big money payment. I'm fine with that. And I've been saying and thinking myself about this. And the truth of the matter is, Rachel Nichols is another victim of being woke. See, when you become all woke and liberal and you're not really about it, it's even worse. Now, because she went out there and said the truth. She said the truth that Rachel Nichols had that job that was supposed to be her job. She was contracted to do the NBA countdown to be the host. And they were like, no, we're going to give it to Maria Taylor. Now, I'm not saying Maria Taylor is not a very good host herself, but clearly Maria Taylor was put in that position because, number one, not only was she good, she was black. And ESPN has a diversity issue, especially with African Americans. We've seen what they did with Michael Smith and Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion and a bevy of other African American people outside of Stephen A. Smith. They've treated them pretty badly. So they thought, hey, we're going to put Maria Taylor and they'll be all good. And Rachel Nichols did that, I remember people talking about this, those tapes a while back, even during the bubble. This was brought up. Then it became a bigger thing once Maria Taylor's contract became an issue, and conspiracy theories about, hey, did she tell somebody to put it out there now? Because this was an issue before. Rachel Nichols made these comments a while ago. I mean, this was almost 2 years ago. She made these comments. In terms of the NBA season, it was already an NBA season already passed almost already, 2 of them, and out of the blue, somebody comes here and just says, hey, puts it out here again. Because I specifically remember talking or hearing about Rachel Nichols in these comments she said. So I was surprised it became more of an issue, but after the George Floyd, everything, I get why it became an issue. I understand why they probably had to fire her. Maybe it's more for people in the building. Because for viewership, everybody kind of forgot about it. It is.
I mean, don't we really care that we heard what was out there, and we just we gave her people gave her shit, or whoever gave her shit, or whatever happened to her, she received, and now people moved on from it. But it looks like other people on ESPN have not moved on from this situation, so therefore they have to really punish her by taking away what she worked her ass off for. And
yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, she'll get back. I mean, look, there's two options: either she goes back to TNT or she makes her own show. So,
or she can do both.
Or she can do both, yeah.
Because Stephen A. Smith, he's doing First Take, and he's got his own radio show.
Mm-hmm.
So there should be no problem why. There should be no. She can have no problem doing her own radio show, or her own talk show, or being on TNT. Because like TNT don't really have no problems with their sports department. ESPN is always having problems. And speaking of problems, I'm hearing that I'm seeing that Max Kellerman is also being taken off as well. I don't know. I've seen over internet, but I don't know why he's supposedly being taken off.
Yeah. That's true. Oh man, but she probably.
Oh, you don't know why Max Kellerman's being taken off?
Well, that's because Stephen A. Smith went out there and won him off. So.
He finally had enough of him.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. From what I was hearing, that Stephen A. had some dislike for him, or started to kind of just not really feel like he was helping the show at this point. So he kind of moved him off. I mean, he tried to get Molly Qerim off of First Take a couple years ago himself. So it's not a surprise. It seems to be like, it's really Skip Bayless is who he really wants, but that ain't gonna happen for a while. So he might as well go to Stephen A. versus the World. That's what they're gonna dub the new First Take format, because they're not gonna have one person. They're gonna just have rotating people for NFL, NBA, baseball, whatever. So it makes sense. Really trying to bank in on people watching Stephen A. Smith. Max is going to get his own TV show. He's going to have two TV shows on ESPN. He has Max Unboxing, and he will have an untitled new one. We don't know what that is. He's got a radio show now with Jay Williams and Zahn.
Why hasn't Jay Williams been on was teamed up with Stephen A. then, since they're both close?
I think he'll start next year. Now they're gonna probably bring him in. Richard Jefferson, Jay Williams, Kendrick Perkins. You're gonna bring in a bunch of different NBA analysts now, so that's gonna be interesting to see. And Max Kellerman, if I was him, honestly, I'll be fine with that. Just be honest. So it's good. It's good though.
So he actually did. He actually did leave.
Yeah. He did leave. He's not on the show. He won't be on the show much anymore. So it's true.
So I was like, damn. Because when I was seeing this over there, I was a bit of a thrown off. I was like, what? I was seeing all these memes. I'm like, okay, we're gonna miss Max Kellerman on First Take, and I thought nothing of it. And then this today was like the perfect day to bring it up. So I'm like, okay, why is he really leaving? And then now I'm seeing that Stephen A. wanted him on for the longest.
Yeah. And he started to become. He just kind of got apathetic with him. So he's been wanting him off. I've said it. Even though from the readings that I saw, is the show actually became more successful with Max and Stephen A. They moved to ESPN2, or now they moved back to ESPN. But they actually got more viewership. But man, Stephen A. probably maybe they enjoy going to work and messing with Max like that. So I would say this, when you have money, when you have success, and when you can dictate your work life, you'll take less. You won't take being with people that don't make your life easier, or you feel good being around. Like when you go to work and you're not super powerful, you got to deal with people you don't like. You may not hate them or anything, but you just don't like them, working with them, being around them for those long. And Stephen A, he's got the power, he's got the money, so he just finally decided, I want him off. ESPN was like, hey, we still like Max, so they gave him his own news show and in a prime time morning radio show, and he's good, so it's cool.
Mm. Well, I'm for me. I never really had too many problems with Max, other than him and his obsession for saying that Kawhi is more clutch than Kobe, and repeatedly getting owned by Jay Williams, asking him questions about bring up clutch moments and all this other stuff, and then when he couldn't, he tried to spin his way out of it. And I just sat. I was just every time I heard those things, I'd be like, "What are you talking about? Kobe's more clutch than Kawhi." We there are literally stats that Kobe doubles and triples Kawhi in clutch moments. What is he? I never understood why he could say that. Why he had the balls to say that Kawhi is more clutch than Kobe, when we all know that's cap. When he got in the league, Kawhi never really was in the clutch moments. He was never put in that situation until Parker, Duncan, and Ginobili were gone. Once they were gone, he was like the main guy after all three of them on the Spurs at the time. And then it turned into Toronto, and then it turned into the Clippers. So he just needs to stop. Other than that, I don't have a problem with him. I don't have I don't have no hate towards him. I have no dislike towards him. But other than him saying that Kawhi is better clutcher than Kobe, that's only the thing I don't really like. But other than that, he is fine with me. He is fine with me. Don't really have a problem with him. But hopefully his show goes well and he gets the viewership that he thinks he deserves. But
remember he said he'll trust Iguodala.
Yeah.
For the fate of the universe over Steph Curry. That's what I remember it for. So
the Martians pointing the death beam. I choose Iguodala, and I was like, wow. You can't be serious.
Dumb, right? You just gotta be.
You fucking donut. You can't be serious, bro. Talking about you trust Iguodala. Come on, man. One of my boys, like a couple years ago, like I even told you this story. He said that I couldn't shoot better than Andre Iguodala. You kidding me? He don't got my range. Fuck is he on? I'll give him this. He didn't know I can shoot like that. I'll give him that, but I can. But Max, I can't. There's like a whole bunch of clips of Max saying the most dumbest shit ever, and it's
like it's incredible. They always say smart people say dumb things a lot, and he says a lot of dumb things. This man said Iguodala over Steph Curry for the fate of the universe, fate of Earth, with like a nuke that could destroy everybody. Yes,
the Martians pointed a death beam at you. You trust Iguodala? Oh God, we're dying. We're for sure dying. Then if he really was serious. Sometimes it's hard for me to figure out if is he serious or is he not. But he's actually dead ass. He's like Flight. He's dead ass with what he says, and you don't see him like making no faces or anything. He's actually serious. But I mean, he's he's all good in my book, but as far as like some of the questionable shit he said over the years on ESPN First Take, those are like the top. Those are like the top of my list. And there's like a whole there's like a whole bunch of other clips of him saying some dumb shit, but that's another time for another show. But we've all seen that CM Punk has returned to the wrestling world after 7 long years, and if I'll get this post because this post really I really want to discuss because I feel like this person does not understand why Punk left. So he posted like 3 photos. This first photo is like Kofi, Drew, and Bobby all waited for over a decade to win a world title, and Punk won it within 3 years from his debut. That's true. Punk was in the same ring with Stone Cold. He fought Triple H. He fought The Rock multiple times. He fought John Cena multiple times. That's also true. And he's also shared the. He's also been in the ring and talking against them. That's true. And he never main evented WrestleMania. And also Eddie Guerrero never did. Rey Mysterio never did. Jeff Hardy never did. And even the legendary Ric Flair never did. And then he goes on to say, "I never understand why Punk was even thought about leaving WB. He was Vince's favorite. If he had been currently signed, we could have heard 10 times or even more world champion CM Punk." And then he goes on to say, "Yes, I admit Punk was constantly losing the big match in 2013, but still, he could have been way better staying in WWE because his crowd connection and promos would have made him the top draw star that WWE could have relied on." Now, he left because he was not being treated fairly. He was getting in arguments all the time. He was not agreeing with his particularly Vince and Triple H was not agreeing with his vision. And yeah, him being a 10-time world champion, all this stuff, that may be true. That would have been cool. But why would he stay in the place where he's not happy?
Where he talked about all these decisions. He's talked about, leaving and why he had to leave. Like,
yeah,
he just
said this. Yeah, he said this before. And this person on IG, I don't think he's seen it or heard of it. I mean, he's after the Royal Rumble in 2014, he was never to be seen again. After we've seen Kane throw him off the top rope, come back out in the arena and throw him off the top rope, he's never to be seen again. I understand why. Because if I was him, I would like to leave too. I'm not happy here. Why am I here in this company that I love to wrestle in, not treating me right? Why am I still here when I can just leave and be happy doing whatever I want to do? So, I mean, his crowd connection and his promos. What I mean, he already had that. He already had the good crowd connection when he came back. He already had good promos while he was there. He had good promos when he came back in 2011. So I don't know what he's talking about by crowd connection and promos. What made him the top draw star? He was already a top draw star in 2011 with John Cena. So and The Rock, he was the top star for almost 14 months. Yep. So his whole WWE Championship reign, he from Survivor Series 2011 to the Royal Rumble in 2013, he was like the top star with the title. He was like the Walter before Walter existed with his 870-day title reign that Dragunov ended. So I don't understand what he's talking about with all this with what he said. I just don't. It's not a what is it? It's not a. I don't think he really fully understood why Punk left, and he's just talking off of pure emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But
to me, it makes sense why he left. You know, his soul, his body. It just makes sense. You know, the body, the soul, the injuries, the work. I mean, it probably tired him out. The stress of dealing with Triple H and Vince McMahon and them not really using him. I think really using him and pushing his what's it called? His popularity at the time. I mean, the guy was probably the most popular wrestler since.
yeah, he was probably the most popular wrestler in like 2011 for sure.
Yeah, nobody's had a year like he had. Still, in my opinion, I don't think anybody's had.
He was like an undefeated champion for like over a year. No one could beat him. No one could touch him. The matches we think he would have lost, he still won. So
yeah,
and he was competing on a weekly basis. He competed on Raw, then he went to compete on SmackDown. Sometimes he even competed like probably like 4 times a week. Barely had any time to rest. Competed on Raw, competed on the live shows, and competed on SmackDown. So we all know that he's competed, and sometimes he even competed like 4 or 5 times a week, counting like pay-per-views. So this man has put he's done the amount of shit that he's did like throughout like his championship reign was a lot, and he got to a point where he just had enough. And I don't fault somebody for taking time off of what they love to do. And it was like he fell out of the love of wrestling because he was not being treated fair. And when you're not being treated the right way, or whether you're losing your love for something, you're not going to put your all into it. And he felt like he was not putting his all into wrestling, so that's why he just left.
Yeah, he sure did.
And now he says that he's back, he's ready, and he's on to face Darby Allin at All Out on September 5th. And we all know. It would be funny if that was like the main event. I mean, your first championship, your first match back is the main event of a pay per view. I mean, that's kind of huge if that was to happen. But
they're about to do the same thing with Brock Lesnar. His first match is going to be on pay per view too.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
At least in my opinion, I think that's when his first match is going to be. Because
it's going to happen on pay per view for sure.
Yeah, and Punk is at that level too. Like they're like John Cena is at that level too. These popular guys who are the real drivers of viewership and sales when they were the guys or whatever. They can do that type of thing where they only fight either top end talent or they fight for titles. Like John Cena only fought for titles. Then he's going to be gone for a while. Like he's not going to be back. I'd say he's already retired, but whenever I say that, people in the house get a little bit mad at me for saying that.
Yes, because
you're wrong. But
I would say he's half retired, not fully. You don't say about Lesnar. You never say about Lesnar.
Well, I say he's retired. I'll say the same thing. He's retired too. He only comes back when either when he needs money or when his body feels good. Who knows why he came back this time?
I mean, I think we all know Lesnar has like a lot of money. I think it's more because he just wants to compete again.
I hope so. Maybe
I mean, Lesnar's not a dummy, like how people think he is on TV.
Well, you would hope people would understand TV is its own special little place. You know, that's all. That's all you could hope. But you're correct in terms of, you know, he has a lot of money. Maybe correct in that, you know, these guys are not fully retired. I just think that they basically are. They just come here to do a favor for Vince McMahon. And they're like, yeah, I'll come for like John Cena came back for like 4 weeks and did a bunch of pins and blah, blah, and then lost to Roman Reigns. Because, you know, that's what's really going to sell us on Roman Reigns. Because, you know, they've been trying to shove him down our throats for a while now.
But no, they've been doing this since 2014, bro. They've been doing that for 7 years.
Well, I think they've been trying really hard since he won that first that world championship. That's when they really tried to push him in there. And he worked in 2014. He worked with the Shield and being the enforcer and everything. But, you know, they tried to make him a face. He's worked there as a heel. Kind of basically took Brock Lesnar's role. That's what they basically did, except he talks more. But that's what he is. Brock Lesnar's role, you know, has the Paul Heyman. Now you bring out Brock Lesnar. Or is Brock Lesnar going to be the one that they choose to beat Roman? I wonder.
Because if Cesaro didn't do it, if Edge didn't do it, if Daniel Bryan didn't do it, and even if John Cena didn't do it, now, I mean, Brock Lesnar's the next one up. And if he can't if they make him look like he can't do it, then who else can? Seth Rollins? No, I don't know about that one.
Seth Rollins has got he's got him and Edge are done, and I think Seth Rollins should be resting a little bit from, you know, the whole championship thing. I think these guys they should always bring in a little bit new people. If you've got some really popping guys on the NXT, bring them in for championship.
They should bring someone like Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
Since he
lost. I feel like Karrion Kross, like, bring him in, but don't like bring him in and then, like, you know, do something stupid where you ruin them like they've done to bevy of superstars that we've seen, who basically eventually went back to NXT because we just didn't have a role for them. They brought him in and didn't work. Like, it's dumb.
It's like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are like one of the very few, and Finn Balor are like one of the very few people that have had some type of success on the main roster from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And now Finn Balor's back. And then
Finn Balor's back. Is he going to get a title shot? Who knows? And they're probably going to do something stupid anyways.
Well, isn't that what WWE is known for, doing something stupid with a bunch of their talent? So they're known for doing some foolery with their talents. Not treating them the right way.
They used to just hold talent too, just hold them so they couldn't go nowhere.
But like Buddy Murphy, he is a top talent. I personally like Buddy Murphy, but he just had after the Mysterio arc, they had nothing for him. He showed up on some battle royals and he showed up on TV here and there, but after that, he's just gone. They just let him go. They let somebody like him go. He was very talented in the 205 Live when that was popping. He was talented then. Cedric Alexander was another top tier talent, and then look what happened. Nothing. So they were all good on 205 Live, and afterwards, after 205 Live just doesn't exist on TV. It exists on NXT.
Nobody watching that shit.
No, nobody's watching it no more. So
yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, because it failed. Look, the truth of the matter is, them dudes can't hold no show themselves. So I'm not surprised. They should just most of those guys can bring them for cruiserweight championship matches. They can just throw in on Raw or
Bro,
bring them
I,
to the.
I literally, I literally almost forgot who was the cruiserweight champion, but it's Kushida. That's
Yeah,
how. That's how non-existent. That's how non-existent that title is. No disrespect to Kushida, but that's how non-existent that title is. Almost forgot who had it.
That's true. I mean, it is what it is, man. That's what happens here. You know, and that's what happens. People just it's just so weird doing the. I just kind of knew that would fail in terms of the of that show. You know, they try main event, they try superstars, they try 205 live,
Said
and
main
those
event.
shows
I
were
don't know if
successful.
main events still exist. I don't know.
I don't know if it still exists, if it does, but you know, it was at least somewhat successful. It was on. Remember, it used to be on WGN. Superstars was
Yeah,
basically main event before
yeah.
main event, right? And I remember that was on WGN Channel 54, and you know that went on for a little while. Then they changed the main event, and you know main event went down the drain because I'm not surprised. And you know they go and bring, excuse me, and they they bring 205 live because they decided let's bring back cruiserweights. And Vince McMahon's like bring back cruiserweights, and they bring them back, and they
It
put
works
them
for a
on
while.
Raw. Yeah, they worked for a while. They were on Raw. I guess some people watched them. Then they
Yeah.
foolishly decided to give them their own show because you know you wanted to try and thin the herd of superstars on Raw. You also have all these cruiserweights, so you gotta give them a show. That show obviously flopped, and I don't know if they're canceling it or whatever they're doing.
Oh no, it's still going on. It's just not really non-existent anymore.
I guess, yeah. And once it becomes too cost effective, too costly or cost negative, they'll cancel it. But until then, they'll keep it on.
Like after NXT ends, that's when 205 Live shows up.
Yeah, well, nobody watches it. Probably ain't nobody watching this shit. But you know, Cedric Alexander, what's going to happen to him? Him and Shelton Benjamin, like I don't think they're boys in terms of the storyline anymore.
Yeah, on TV now they're just not. They have nothing now.
Uh, that's what happens when you try and do them and Bobby Lashley. Then everybody's like, we don't need you two. Bobby Lashley's got MVP. MVP can be his Paul Heyman, so we're fine. And so those
Shit,
guys get
he is his Paul Heyman.
yeah. And I'm happy for MVP. He tried to wrestle. Obviously, that didn't work. Didn't work for him. Maybe he probably didn't really enjoy it because he is older, and you know he wasn't that incredible of a wrestler back then either. He wasn't even that athletic back then either. When he used
I
to
mean, he
wrestle,
is skilled. I'll give him that, but he was, but I'm more. He's more of a talker than this wrestler.
yeah, I just kind of remember him from back then. I didn't think he was all that impressive in terms of his.
No,
Yeah, he was skilled, but you gotta have some worth of athleticism, something. And he had none. So, and he was always a good talker. He was the beginning of the whole talk show thing. They have his like MVP lounge
yeah,
back
the
then,
VIP lounge.
VIP lounge. You know, he's the one who started all these lounges. Edge had his, Miz has his. You know,
Christian has his.
Christian had his.
I think Jericho Ben had his.
Yeah, Jericho Ben had his. So, yeah, man.
The KO show.
Yeah, it's just everything there. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, ESPN ranked San Antonio pretty low on their power rankings for the before the season, so they don't believe in the Spurs. I don't blame them.
Shit,
They got
I don't either.
yeah they don't go they doubt they ranked them down near the bottom of the season power rankings. So it is what it is. Damn. Damn. Yeah, they suck. Boy, hookah Doncic. What does Luka do? Those hookahs? Oh, he smokes hookahs. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
You know, people will trying to spin that in the negative way.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, it's not bad or anything.
I mean, it's not. But you know the internet. They'll just spin it in a negative way, and like, why is he smoking hookahs? Blah blah blah. It's not that. It's not that deep, man. It's just, he can smoke the hookahs, but do it, but not when the not during the season too much.
Yeah, that's good though. People do what they do. But
No, I guess. So I
there's
guess.
nothing. Yeah, there's nothing much that I'm seeing here.
I mean, all my topics have been out there already. So with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF podcast, episode 119. It is odd, the most phenomenal man that shot the system, signing out.
And it's your boy going forward. If you enjoy the podcast, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Look, click the button down below. See all our links down there. And we'll come to you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And we are out.
Out of here.